Welcome to Daily News Headlines September 12, 2023. Headline number 1. Apple to release its newest iPhone. Apple will be hosting its annual launch event, titled Wonderlust, Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time from its headquarters in Cupertino, California. The tech giant will launch its newest iPhone model, always a critical moment for Apple, and is expected to be doubling down on a pricier strategy as unit sales slow. The iPhone 15 Pro, as well as updates to its watches and AirPods, will come with features ranging from titanium cases to more advanced cameras. The price tags for these devices will also be higher, boosting sales at a time when restricted iPhone use in China threatens to depress revenue. The iPhone accounts for roughly 50% of Apple sales, or more than $205 billion last year, per Bloomberg. Apple will reportedly release 4 new iPhones, 2 base models and 2 Pro versions. While most of the new iPhones will be made in China, for the first time, some will also be made in India. Qualcomm announced it will continue to supply modems for Apple iPhones, for now. Both the chipmaker and investors had expected Apple to make its own. Headline number 2. ARM IPO looks oversubscribed. ARM, the UK chip designer owned by SoftBank, plans to close the books early on its IPO as orders are already 10 times oversubscribed, Bloomberg said, citing anonymous sources. The initial public offering, expected as soon as Wednesday, will price shares between $47 and $51 apiece, for $5 billion in fresh funds for the company, valuing it at over $50 billion. ARM has pitched shares for the Nasdaq offering, the year's biggest, on its expansion into designing chips for specific uses in cars, mobile devices and others. TSMC, the world's biggest contract chipmaker, has joined Nvidia, Apple, Alphabet and others in investing in the IPO. Headline number 3. Investors see spending slump ahead. Is the pendulum on consumer spending about to swing backward? It depends on who you ask. A majority of investors, 56%, expect personal consumption, which powers U.S. economic growth, to take a negative turn at the start of 2024, based on a new Markets Live Pulse survey. Another 1 in 5 expect it to start even earlier, in the last quarter of this year. They argue the strong jobs market has shored up spending as inflation kept bearing down, but those higher prices are becoming unsustainable as credit tightens and delinquencies rise. Headline number 4. State-by-state homeownership costs. Homebuyers are typically advised to calculate the funds they'll need for a down payment, along with monthly mortgage payments, property taxes and home insurance, among other costs. Credit building company Self goes a few steps further with its state-by-state breakdown of how much a home will cost over the course of the average property lifetime, or 13.2 years. The most expensive homes in America? Hawaii, where owners will spend about $1,482,229 over 13.2 years. The least expensive? Those in West Virginia will spend $321,194 over the same time period. The average cost of utilities for a single-family home over 13.2 years comes to roughly $54,662. Washington, D.C., and California round out the top 3 most expensive places to own homes for that 13.2-year period, coming in at $1,260,361 and $1,159,617, respectively. Headline number 5. Auto negotiations, on a good path. Discussions between Stellantis and the United Auto Workers Union are on a good path, the automaker has told employees in an email. The message noted that the two parties have tentatively agreed on areas including health and safety measures, while continuing to trade proposals on wages. UAW President Shawn Fain described talks with the Big Three as moving very slow, but said in a statement that the union is ready to negotiate in Detroit 24/7 to avoid a work stoppage. The union's current contracts expire September 14th. Headline number 6. Pandemic migration still happening. A migration out of some of the biggest U.S. cities that began with the pandemic is still underway, according to census data. The movement to rural counties continued last year and was concentrated in areas near metro regions, such as Jackson County, Georgia, and Moore and Harnett counties in North Carolina. That has meant the top 10 destinations grew by an average 5%, compared to a national average of 0.4%. The burden on infrastructure and boost in housing costs in those areas have fueled some resentment, including in Flathead County, Montana, where some bumper stickers read, "Don't California my Montana." Rents have climbed as high as 24% since 2021 in some of the popular areas, including Iron County, Utah. Home prices in Jackson County, Georgia, have risen 50% over the past 3 years. Fact of the day. Just 3% of U.S. workers wear business professional clothes to work. Thanks for watching.